Imagine being told you need to get to your wedding and that's it. No time, no date, no location. Just you need to get to your wedding. You'd feel kind of stuck, right? Surely there are people who know that information. You'd think it would be part and parcel with you need to get to your wedding. That's kind of how it feels when someone tells you you need to automate. But you do. And so in this episode, we're going to explore how to figure out what to automate for your podcast. Welcome to Podcast Workflows, where you get daily tips to improve your process, grow your show, and maybe even make some money. Each week, I also do a daily dive into the process of the world's most successful podcasters and reveal their tools, processes, and systems to help you simplify the production of your own show and reclaim hours in your day. You can improve your own podcast production process by seeing how the pros do it. I'm your host, Joe Casabona, and today we're going to figure out how to determine what to automate. So what should you automate? How should you automate? How do you know if you can automate a certain task? Well, there are a number of questions you can ask yourself to figure out what you don't have to do, but there are also categories of tasks to help you figure out if a task is worth automating. So let's go through those first. Here are the tasks that you should automate. Common, easily repeatable tasks. Infrequent tasks that have a high level of effort to do. Tasks that require specific timing. And tasks that you can't forget to do. Running through each of these common, easily repeatable tasks would be things that you have to do so often it's worth your time to set up the automation so you no longer have to do them manually. One example is emailing your newsletter when a new blog post or podcast episode comes out. This is something that most email service providers will allow you to do. The second type of task is infrequent, high level of effort. This is something where you don't do it very frequently, so it takes you a long time to set up. A perfect example of this for me is contract client work. I don't do a lot of that anymore, but there's still a process for me where I send the contract for signing, then invoice, then onboard. But I can use a tool like Make or Zapier to kick off these events. So when someone pays for the service, I send them a contract. Or when someone signs the contract, I send them an invoice. When the invoice is paid, I then send them some onboarding emails. These are things that are great to automate because once I kick an event off, it doesn't require me to do anything else. The third type of task you can automate is a task that requires specific timing. You see this all the time when you purchase a digital product. Imagine paying $300 for a course or membership and then having to wait to gain access for the seller to give you access manually. But this doesn't just have to be for digital products. Tweet Hunter and Hype Fury both have a tool where you can tell people to DM you for a free resource and they'll handle the DMing. This is great for when you don't have to watch your social media to send DMs. And number 4, things you can't forget. You want to automate these things. I like to call them the automatic bill pay tasks because if you miss paying a bill, then someone might shut off your water. So you definitely don't want to miss them. Maybe they don't happen very often though. For me, one of these tasks is to upload workshop recordings for my members. I promise them immediate access once a workshop is done, so I have a simple automation to upload the recordings from my computer to Vimeo. So there you have it, 4 types of tasks you should automate. And remember, automation doesn't have to be a big production. You can simply connect one thing to another. If you're doing things like automatic bill pay, you are already automating. That's it for this episode. Thanks so much for listening. I hope it gave you some ideas for automation. If you want to get access to all of my automations, you can join the Podcast Foundry over at podcastworkflows.com/join. You'll also get a bunch of bonus content for signing up. If you want to connect with me, you can do so on X, formerly Twitter, Threads, Instagram, or TikTok. I am Jay Casabona on all of those. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, I can't wait to see what you make.